Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad. This is my channel Adamant Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. Starting as usual with Fascinations. There's really not a whole lot to talk about this week, but there's a little bit. Fascinations announced on their Instagram recently that the International Space Station is due to come out the middle of next month. Now it's a bit unusual these days for Fascinations to give much of a time frame on when models come out, but they've decided to do that for the International Space Station. So it looks like we've got about a month before it is available. Let's see how close they are to being right on that. I know a lot in the past they've tried to say when stuff was coming out, and it didn't come out when they said it would, and they got away from giving much of any time frames. But then there was that little leak a while back about a series of like Star Wars models and other models coming out, and it was pretty accurate as to when they came available. So we'll see. They are a bit excited about that International Space Station, and I think in the post it kind of makes hint that they've spent a lot of time designing it. It is pretty neat looking. I mean, Metal Earth has really come a long way in the detail and complexity of their models. I did hear a bit of a rumor from a source that I trust that Metal Earth has a ton of models in the works, but they are trying not to put models in the coming soon page too early, so they're not, like they've had a history in the past of models sitting there forever and ever and ever and not coming out for quite some time. So I think they're trying to get away from that and put things out in a more timely fashion. Not real sure about that, but I have been told that they have a lot of models in the works, but I haven't been given any details on that. Moving on to Peace Cool, I don't see anything new, but I was kind of reviewing some of my notes for the last few 3D metal model news, and I don't think I've ever mentioned where the Peace Cool Hulkbuster model has been available for sale. Did a tiny bit of research. It looks like here in the United States, even through AliExpress, it's a bit difficult to find where to buy it, but I kind of get the impression in other countries it's a little more available. Something to do possibly with the licenses only being granted for China but not for the US. Not sure how true that is, because there's been plenty of other things that were, for sale through Peace Cool, but not through the U.S., but you could get through AliExpress. But I did look, and I'm not really seeing it much of anywhere, except for one link that I did find through a friend, through Facebook. Even when I go to the store's page, it wasn't showing up on what's new. Even when I go to the store's page, it's not showing up on what's new. But apparently, Superb Toy Store has it available. Someone found it, someone posted online. Got the link in the description down below. But if you go to Superb Toy Store and look at what's new and sort things by new, it doesn't show up anywhere. You have to search for it, and not even search for it by Hulkbuster, but like a specific part in the name to find it. It's kind of difficult to find. It's kind of odd. So maybe it's out there in other stores and they're just difficult to find, but yeah, that's kind of odd. Not seen very much, if any, of the Hulkbuster for sale on Crazy Toys or AliExpress or any of those stores. Not sure what's going on there. But beyond that, looking around, there's nothing else new going on. So another quiet week in the world of 3D metal model news. Just some rumors and a post on Instagram from Fascinations. Really nothing new to share this week. And the past several 3D metal model news, I haven't had a specific question of the week to go over. Kind of left comments open, what people wanted to comment about or mention. Reading through the comments this week, there is one comment I do want to talk a little bit more about this week. It's a comment from Logan Springer. Logan says, "I'm happy that we're getting more models from Metal Earth, but I'm sick of Star Wars models. Personally, I would like more of the Flash from DC, but I don't think Metal Earth would do that. Keep up the great videos." And I've heard this before. I know there are people out there that are sick of the Star Wars models. There's a lot of people that love them, including me, and can't get enough. There are people that are tired of Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. And in defense of that, Star Wars sells. It keeps Metal Earth afloat, it would seem. Those are a series of models they can make and sell, and people keep buying them. So, it is good in its own way. I get that not everybody likes Star Wars, and some people are sick of it. So, I feel bad for people that are sick of that and want more of something else. Speaking of the Flash, though, it kind of, in my head, it gets me thinking about how You know, I remember back before the Legends models when you had Batmobiles and Batman models, which is DC, and then you had Marvel models like Iron Man and Captain America's Shield and Thor's hammer. And they did eventually come out with the Legends models, which had some DC characters, had some Marvel characters, and then more Marvel characters, and then we got more Marvel models like Thor's axe and the Infinity Gauntlet. But I think there was a couple more things added to Batman, but as far as the DC side, outside of the Legends models, which have now kind of blown away because they didn't do very well and have been discontinued, what else is there of DC? I'm not a big comic book person, so I only know so much. I've watched a number of the Marvel movies and very little of the DC movies, honestly. In my little world, Marvel is more popular than DC. It's not to say it's like that everywhere, but what about more DC models? That's kind of a good question. Why don't they do the Flash or Arrow or something else, or Superman or something else from the Marvel line? Wonder Woman, you know, there's a couple of different movies of Wonder Woman out now. They could do some stuff from Wonder Woman. Are we still dealing with the whole, you know, the superhero guy is way more popular than the superhero woman? You know, it's something that I know frustrates me a little bit, you know, even with Marvel being as popular as it has been. Black Widow, where's Black Widow? And I think I even mentioned something to someone at Metal Earth, and they were very much a proponent for getting Black Widow, but it didn't happen. And I see that a lot, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, why don't we see more DC? Is it just not as popular? Are they concerned about doing that? Is there maybe there's something in the works? Maybe we've got several different things in the works, a ton of models. Maybe there is something DC coming, something other than Batman. But it is interesting that as far as DC, minus the Legends stuff, the only thing that's come out from Metal Earth is Batman. Surely there's more there that we could tap into, or is it just none of the rest of the DC stuff is popular enough that we're bothering to do it? So I guess question of the week, are there DC models you would like to see? What would you like to see? Would you like to see more Batman? Would you like to see the Flash? Is there something DC that you think Metal Earth could put out that a lot of people would be interested in, that you would be interested in? Feel free to leave the comments down below, and I'm very interested to hear what you say. Not ever having read comic books myself, nothing wrong with them, it's just something I never got into. I don't know a lot about DC and Marvel Universe outside of things that I see in some of the movies. So I'm very curious to hear what you have to say, what you can shed, what light you can shed on that, something that I'm not very knowledgeable of. But question of the week, what DC models would you like to see? I'm going to wrap it up and leave it at that. Having some difficulties here with this light today. I don't know if you noticed the flashing. I don't know what's going on there. Still, as far as me building models, still got to put the review together for the Hogwarts and Snow. I guess I got to figure out what the short is in this light over here today. Winter is coming, and I finally almost finished up with one of the projects I've been working on with the trailer, but I am trying to get, oh my goodness, might need to buy a new soft light. I am trying to get my vehicles ready for winter with undercoating because I live in the north. Really hoping I can bring these projects to a close soon. The snow will start to fall. I'll be ready, and I will be more than happy to sit in the house on my time off and actually work on some more models because I miss doing it. There have been times where I thought about, I just don't have time for this anymore. There's so many other things going on. Maybe I should just stop. But I know I'm going to regret that because I have enjoyed building these models and I definitely want to get back to it. But priorities are getting certain things taken care of before others. I apologize to everyone for not being on track with model building as I used to. You can only hope that that will get better in time. Maybe with lighting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel. And as always, keep on keeping on.